I am really happy to introduce Kevin Pham from Kaiser Permanente. Kevin is a personal trainer and yoga instructor with Kaiser Permanente Corporate Health and Wellness. Hi, Kevin. How's it going?
Hi, Mike. It's going well. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. So feel free to take it away.
Okay, perfect. And then, Mike, can you see the presentation?
I can't see the presentation yet.
Okay, awesome. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Mike.
Sure.
And everyone, good afternoon. My name is Kevin Pham. I'm a personal trainer with Kaiser Permanente. Now, before we get started, I know we've been sitting down looking at a screen, so I'll do a quick stretch break, about 2 minutes to stretch out your shoulders and to stretch out your neck. Now, you can shrug your shoulders up, back, down, and you want to try to get as much range of motion as you can in your shoulders. So as you shrug up, back, down, you might notice some tightness, some tension in your shoulders. Just try to get as much range of motion as you can, moving up, back, down. Now from here, take your shoulders, go up, forward, down. So you're trying to move your shoulders, get as much range of motion as you can. Now try to breathe in and out through your nose. And if you notice any tightness or tension, try to slow your breathing down. Try to relax your shoulders and relax your neck. Now from here, gently tilt your ear to your shoulder. So you're not trying to move your shoulders right now. You're just moving at the upper neck, bringing your ear to your shoulder. Continue to breathe in and out through your nose. So there's a saying, if you're sitting at a computer, you're looking down at your phone, you might have something called tech neck, where you are hunching forward, your neck is rounded, posture's not the greatest. So this is all working to stretch out your neck and to improve your posture. Now from here, look up to the ceiling and then look down to the ground. So you're stretching the front and back side of your neck. When you look up to the ceiling, you're stretching the front side of your neck. When you look down to the ground, you're stretching the back. Now from here, rotate your neck in a circle. Try to get as much range of motion as you can. And if you hear any cracks or creaks, don't worry, I'm right there with you. So rotate as much as possible. And then rotate the opposite direction one more time. Try to get as much range of motion as you can. For 3, 2, 1. Now look straight ahead. Take a deep breath in. Inhale. Hold your breath at the top and then exhale. Release. So everyone, that was about a 1 to 2 minute stretch. Your neck, your shoulders should feel much better. So with this presentation, the first 10, 15 minutes, I'm going to talk about the importance of balance, the importance of exercise. And after that, we're going to move into a demonstration. So we will stand up and do some exercises behind your chair. So just keep in mind, if you have any injuries, whether it's knee, hip, back, shoulder, just adjust and adapt accordingly. And you don't have to do everything that I'm doing, but just do the best you can under the right fitness level that you're at for today. Now, with this presentation, I'm going to talk about why balance is so important, what happens as we get older, how we can improve our balance, and after that, we're going to set a goal and how we can take everything that we learned today and then put it into practice. Now, a little bit more about myself. I'm a personal trainer for Kaiser Permanente. I have a master's in exercise science, a bachelor's in exercise science. I have a strength and conditioning certification, an exercise physiologist certification, and I'm a yoga instructor as well. So I have a lot of experience in fitness and exercise. I've actually been a trainer since 2010, so actually 12 years in the fitness industry. So I've actually worked for retirement communities. I've helped train older adults, so I have a pretty broad range of exercise. I'm very passionate about yoga, fitness, and basketball, and I love exercising, love working out, and I'm very passionate about helping people meet their fitness goals. Now, we'll talk about the importance of balance, give you a little bit tidbits about why balance is so important. From there, we'll actually practice, we'll exercise, as I said before, and after that, we'll create a plan to help you be successful. Now, when we think about balance,
Kevin,
I think we take for granted just being able to stand up, turn around, turn your head, and not feel dizzy or not feel unbalanced. Now, to me, the definition of having good balance, it means that you're walking with a steady gait. So you're walking straight, you're stepping your foot up, you're not wobbling side to side, you're able to change directions and walk without any issues. Next thing is that when you get up out of the chair, and we will do sit and stands, getting up out of the chair, you don't have to use a cane or a walker. You're able to get up and down, have mobility, being able to move with ease and with little effort. Next thing is climbing stairs. When you go up a flight of stairs or when you walk in general, you're technically both feet on the ground, 1 foot off, both feet on the ground, 1 foot off. So stair climbing is a little bit more challenging because you're fighting against gravity to move up the flight of stairs. So when we think about balance, just being able to go up the flight of stairs is very important to help build leg strength and to build balance and mobility. And then finally, having the range of motion, right? Can you tie your shoes without sitting down? Are you able to pick something up from the ground without rounding your spine? All those things are very important to have balance, to be in an unstable environment, but still be able to do everything that you want to do while still being unstable. And as I said before, everyone, we think about washing dishes, mowing the lawn, washing your car, playing with your grandkids or your pets or animals, or just cleaning up after yourself. Good balance is just so, so, so important to carry out activities of daily living.
Hey, Kevin, I just wanted to check in. So we're not seeing any slides right now, right?
Oh, okay. You should be able to see a slide. I'm sorry. Let me see.
Oh, no worries.
I might have to share my screen. So give me 1 second.
Sure.
Okay. Can you see that now?
There we go.
Okay. I'm sorry about that, everyone.
No worries.
Forgot to click share screen. So everyone, now you can see. Let me just everyone. So let me see this real fast. Okay. Right. So everyone, as I said before, here are the tidbits on balance and why it's so important, but I'll transition to this slide, which is talking about falls and injuries for older adults. Now, when we think about, as you get older, it's almost like your muscle mass tends to decrease, your fat mass tends to increase, your body composition changes. And what happens is that as we get older, especially after the age of like 70 or 80, we're more susceptible to falls. I want you to virtually think, you can virtually raise your hand. How many of you know someone who's had a fall or someone who's been injured from a fall? And most of us will raise, both hands, and we will attest that we know a lot of people who have had falls. I used to work for a retirement home, Eschaton Village, Carmichael, in Sacramento, and we had residents who had falls before. Some residents who exercise daily, they were able to, get up from their fall and continue to exercise, and it didn't affect them. Versus other people who were sedentary, when they had this fall, they had bruises, they had a broken elbow, or they had like a fractured hip. And there's actually a study that shows that after the age of like 85, having a hip fracture is almost like a 40 to 50% mortality rate. So as you can see, as we get older, if we fall, we'll injure ourselves or hurt our body. It's very important that we can still maintain our muscle mass. We can still maintain our mobility, our flexibility. We can still maintain what we have now just through simple exercise, just through more training with resistance. So as you see, everyone, having a fall, some people may develop some soft tissue damage, which is injury to the muscle, and some people might even result in having a fracture of the arm, the elbow, the hip, the leg, the femur. So all of those things are very important that we want to avoid having falls. We want to increase our balance so that we don't have falls in the future. So here are just a couple of tidbits to see, well, do you have a balance problem? So if you answer yes to any of these questions, even just being able to change direction. So, for me, if someone told me, hey, there's something behind you, I would look and turn. As you get older, your ability to just maintain balance and turn without feeling unstable and not tripping over things, all those things are very important. Another thing too is that with your vision, with your hearing, all of those things play a role in understanding where your surroundings are, where your environment is, and your ability just to be able to catch yourself and not feel dizzy. So we will go over a quick stretching demonstration after we do the exercises standing and exercises behind a chair. But mobility and flexibility is so important. I didn't realize how important it was until after I became a yoga instructor. But when you look at our bodies, essentially we do something like this. For me, working at a cubicle, for people working at a desk, we're constantly in this forward hunched over position. So when you're in this position, you don't have as much range of motion to extend and reach up above your head. So the importance of yoga, the importance of stretching is to get out of this and getting into this, being able to reach above your head, being able to extend, being able to move freely. So with range of motion, if I asked you to tie your shoes, some people would have to sit down, bend over like this, be in this rounded position. But other people who have that mobility, they're able to bring their knee up without any resistance. So when you think about range of motion, it's very important that, are you able to reach above your head? Are you able to have the flexibility to fold without rounding your shoulders? All those things are super, super important as we get older so that we can do all the activities of daily living without any restrictions. So just know with this demonstration, we're going to do exercises standing, and after that, we're going to do exercises that are going to help stretch you out. So everyone, we're going to transition into actual exercise. So what I want you to do is I want you to stand up tall, and as long as you can see me and hear me, that's the most important part. So I'm just going to move back a little bit. I'm going to have the chair next to me. Now, when I teach exercise classes, I always try to have a chair just next to you, whether it's behind you, in front of you, just so that if you have any like balance issues, you can hang on to a chair, make sure that it's nice and stable. Another thing too is that you want to make sure your chair is completely firm on the ground. It's not swiveling side to side. For today's presentation, I know this chair is kind of wobbly, moving side to side, but for your own benefit, I'd highly recommend getting a chair that doesn't move side to side.
Hey Kevin,
now, one of the big things
can I stop the share so that
so
that we can see you better?
Oh, Mike, can you say that again?
Can I stop the share, or can you stop the share so we can see you better?
Oh, okay, of course. Let me do that right now.
Great.
Okay, can you see me better?
Excellent, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So when I get back to the presentation, I'll start sharing the screen again. So everyone, just make sure you're standing up tall next to your chair. Now, when I ask people, what should we do before exercise? People would say stretch. It's actually warm up because our body's cold. We need to get blood moving into your body. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to start marching in place, moving the hands and feet, keeping your chest up, standing up as tall as you can. Now, as I mentioned before, this posture being at the computer, it's essentially the same posture as being in a walker. So you want to keep your chest up, chin up, engage your abdominals the whole time, and just get the feeling of being lifted from head all the way up to the ceiling. So your chest is up, you're pulling your shoulder blades back, and you're trying to stand up as tall as you can. So ideally, anytime we exercise, you want to stay in this position the whole time. So you want to coordinate opposite arm, opposite leg. So it's right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. So as you're marching, you should feel your heart rate start to increase. That's all normal. Standing up tall, stomach sucked in, keeping your chest lifted, opposite arm, opposite leg. Now we're going to make it a little bit more challenging. Use your chair anytime that you feel like you need a little bit more assistance. I want you to bring the knee up. And as you bring the knee up, try to get the thigh parallel to the ground. So your knee at 90 degrees. As you bring the knee up, try to keep this knee locked, this knee bent. So you can hang on to the chair if you need assistance. If you feel like you can continue to do this, you can add on that extra layer of swinging your arms. As you bring your knee up, suck in the stomach and try to stand up as tall as you can. Try to find balance and stability on one leg. Now from here, take it back into a march. Continue to march in place. Now, if you want to take it up a notch again, we'll swing the arms, bring the knees up. And release, take it back into a march. Now, as you march in place, we're going to stretch out your upper body just because I figured you've been sitting down for most of the day. We'll take both hands on your shoulders, continue to march in place, look straight ahead. Take your shoulders, perform elbow circles. So take your arms, elbow circles. Try to get as much range of motion as you can, keeping your chest lifted, moving your arms in a circle. We'll take your elbow circles, go the opposite direction, opposite direction. Now continue to breathe in and out through your nose. You should feel your heart rate start to increase. That's all normal. From here, make your arms into a T. Start off with small arm circles, and then gradually build to as big circles as you can. Try to get as much range of motion in your shoulders. Now we'll go the opposite direction. Same thing, rotate your shoulders in a circle, opposite direction. Now we'll take your arms, see if you can reach above your head, release. Continue to march, continue to move, reach your arms above your head. Go ahead and keep going, keep reaching. And then one more time, interlace the fingers. Push your palms above your head. Continue to stretch. Keep moving, reach up for 3. Keep marching, stretch your shoulders, 2, 1. Stand up tall, reach up, stretch up, hold it. And then exhale, release. So everyone, you should feel much more warm, much more limber. Now we'll transition into building some strength, sitting down in your chair, and then building some more strength, standing up behind your chair. So as I mentioned before, getting up and out of your chair is one of the kind of telltale indicators of where you are for fitness. So if you need to use your armrest to help you push up, you can. But if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you can place your hands on your hips as you perform sit and stands. Now the sit and stand is essentially no equipment aside from a chair. So do a couple of sit and stands. After that, we'll do variations of the sit and stands. Standing up tall, hands, or sitting up tall, hands on your hips. You want to shift the weight to your heels because that's where you're going to drive up and stand up. Hands on the hips, take a deep breath. Exhale, stand up tall. Same thing, inhale, lower down. Exhale, stand up tall. Same thing, deep breath. Exhale. When you stand up tall, make sure you lock out your knees, squeeze your hips. When you sit down, make sure you sit down slowly. So use control, muscle control the whole time. We'll do 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. And then one more time, deep breath, inhale. And then exhale. All right, everyone, so that's the sit and stand. That's the kind of the foundation that we're going to build upon. Now we're going to make it a little bit more challenging with the sit and stands. This time, if you want to add a little bit more, you can sit all the way down. When you stand up, you're going to lift your leg laterally to the side. Try to maintain balance. You can hang on to something if you need to. Same thing, sit all the way down. Stand up, lift your leg to the side. Same thing, sit all the way down. Lift your leg out to the side. 2 more. And last repetition, sit all the way down. Stand up, lift your leg to the side. Now with the sit and stands, you're building strength. And then when you lift your leg laterally, you're actually putting your body in an unstable position. So your body has to compensate and your muscles have to adapt and stabilize. Now we're going to transition into working on to go on your tippy toes. Now, a lot of people think that your ankles aren't very important, but to me, I think your ankles very are, because when you walk, when you step your foot onto the ground, if your ankles are very stiff, your muscles, your thighs, your glutes, your lower back, they have to compensate because your ankle isn't touching the ground or your ankle isn't having that range of motion to contour your feet to the ground. So we're going to learn how we can stretch out your ankles and build them stronger by going on your tippy toes. So what we're going to do is that we're going to sit all the way down. And then when you stand up, go up on your tippy toes, reach up above your head. Okay. So same thing, sit all the way down, When you stand up, go up on your tippy toes, reach up. Now, if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, when you go up on your tippy toes, try to hold it for 2 seconds. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, slowly release. Same thing, sit all the way down. Stand up, and everyone please be safe. Hang on to something if you need to. So ideally when we exercise, we should feel resistance. We should feel some stress. But if you feel overstressed, you're doing a little bit too much, just do what you can for today. Now, one more time, all the way down. Stand all the way up on your tippy toes. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and then slowly release. All right, everyone, take a deep breath. Hold it, and then exhale, release. Now we have one more sit and stand exercise, and after that, we'll transition into behind your chair. What we're going to do next is that when you sit down and stand up, you're going to bring your knee up, try to get your thigh parallel to the ground. So this is kind of adding in what we did earlier. So same thing, all the way down, stand all the way up, all the way down, stand all the way up, bring your knee up. So we have 2 more repetitions. And then one more time, all the way down and all the way up. All right, everyone, we'll transition into behind your chair. Now with exercise, my hope is that you feel like refreshed, you feel strong, but that was essentially only 10 minutes of exercise, including the warm up and the sit and stand. So just know in 10 minutes, short amount of time, you can really get a good workout with just your body weight and just using a chair. Now you want to make sure you're hanging onto the chair. What we're going to do is that we're going to bring the knee up and make sure there's space behind you. Knee up, and see if you can kick the leg back. Now, as you kick the leg back, your body's going to naturally move forward. So it's the lifting of the leg that's going to move your body down. Now, if you notice my body like this is a rounded position. This is an extended position. This is rounded. This is extended. So you want to keep your body in an extended position, stretching forward and stretching back. So look something like this, knee up. See if you can kick, lift, extend, and then bring the knee back up and then release, same thing. Knee up and then kick and extend. So we'll do 8 repetitions. Keep in mind, do what you can, but as long as you're maintaining your body in alignment where you're in a straight line, that's where you are. So it's better to stay here than to be in this position. So stay where you can, where you feel like your body's being extended all the way back. 2 more. And then one more time, knee up, kick back, extend. Try to go as deep as you can. Hang on to a chair if you need assistance. Be safe. Stand up tall and then release. I want to give you a couple seconds. Just catch your breath, breathe. And then we'll do the same thing, other side. Knee up, kick, 8 repetitions. Now go at your own pace. You don't have to work as hard or as deep as me. Just do what you can for today, right here, right now. Knee up, kick, extend. Knee up, kick, extend. We'll do 3 more. 2 more. And then last one, knee up, kick, extend, and release. All right, everyone, we're going to transition to another exercise. You can hang on to a chair if you need assistance. Now we're going to lift your leg laterally to the side, but simultaneously see if you can lift your arm at the same time. If adding in the arm is too difficult, just lift the leg instead. Now what it looks like is that you're going to go opposite arm, opposite leg, kick and extend, release. Opposite arm, opposite leg, kick and extend, release. Now with mobility exercises and range of motion, we're trying to stretch your body in 2 directions. So you want to think about raising your arm, maybe about head level, and lifting your leg up. Make sure that you have your chair next to you for assistance if you need help. The thing about balance exercises is that you have to put your body in an uncomfortable situation, so an area where you don't have that much balance. So just know you want to work slowly to build yourself up to a position where you can perform these exercises with some assistance with the chair, And then over time, it will be no assistance with the chair. So just work where you can for today. We'll go one more time. See if you can hold it there. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Release, and then switch other side. Hold it. Hang on to a chair if you need assistance, and release. All right, everyone, take a deep breath. Hold your breath at the top, and then exhale, release. Now we'll transition into stretching for your body. So I want you to step. If you can look at my ankle or my heel is on the ground. I'm pointing my toes up to my face. I'm gonna reach down and stretch the back of my leg. So stomach is sucked in, push your hips down and back. You wanna keep one knee locked, which is the leg that you're stretching with. And the back knee, you wanna keep it slightly bent so you can reach down, suck in the stomach, push your hips back, feel a stretch in the back of your leg. Now, you don't have to grab your foot or grab your toes. Just as long as you're pointing the toes up to your face, you're pushing your hips back, that's gonna naturally stretch out the back of your leg, your hamstrings. We'll switch other side, same thing. Reach for your toe, suck in the stomach, push your hips back. So your chest is up, stomach sucked in. This knee is locked, push your hips down and back. Feel a deep stretch in the back of your leg. So ideally, you want to hold each stretch for about 20 to 30 seconds. So continue to breathe, stretch out the back of your leg, and then stand up tall. Now we'll transition into a back extension. So a lot of times you're always doing something like this. The back extension is going to open up your chest and strengthen your lower back muscles. Place both hands on your lower back. Take a deep breath. Inhale, stand up tall. And then exhale, look back, lean back, keep your chest lifted. Try to engage your back muscles, squeeze your glutes. Inhale, bring it back up. That's one. We'll do 3 more. Take a deep breath. Inhale. And then exhale, squeeze your glutes, look back, try to go back a little bit further. Inhale, bring it back up. So 2 more. Take a deep breath. Inhale. And then exhale, squeeze your glutes, be safe, take care of your body. See if you can just look to the back wall, squeeze your glutes. Inhale, bring it back up. And then 1 more time, deep breath, inhale. And then exhale, look back, lean back, suck in the stomach, squeeze your glutes, keep looking. And then inhale, bring it back up. Now we did a back extension. Now we're going to do the opposite. We're going to fold in half. Hands on your hips, take a deep breath. Inhale, grow the spine, and then push your hips back. Feel the stretch in the back of your leg. Inhale, chin up, chest up, and then fold in half, push your hips back, stretch the back of your leg. Inhale up. Exhale, push your hips back. Inhale all the way up. On this exhale, see if you can fold deeply, suck in the stomach, fold deeply. Take a deep breath. Inhale, chin up, chest up, stand up tall, breathe. And then exhale, release your breath. And take 1 more deep breath. Hold it, and then exhale, release. So everyone, that was about 15 minutes of physical activity. My hope is that you feel much stronger. Maybe you feel a little bit winded from the exercise, but you should feel a little bit more energized, a little bit more awake, and you should start to feel pretty good. Now I'm going to sit down. I'm going to move my chair closer, and then we're going to wrap up the presentation. So everyone, give me 1 second. Let me just share my screen. So what we just did.
We're seeing the presentation version where all your notes are in there.
Oh, let me do.
Great.
Like, is that better?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. So everyone, you should feel much better now. And I know, like, me being a personal trainer, me being with you, it's much easier to exercise, with me being here, because I can tell you what to do. I think most of us, when we want to change behavior, we have the information, right? Balance exercises are so important for us. We have the motivation. We want to, be strong. We want to take care of our bodies. But sometimes we don't always change our behavior. And I think the reason why is that we have to create a plan, right? So it's like, how can we take all this information and kind of run with it and use it in the future? So today I'm going to have you create a short and simple plan on how you can change your behavior to add in more balance exercises, add in more fitness, add in more exercise during your day. So we're going to use the SMART acronym, which stands for setting a goal, monitoring your progress, arranging your world for success, recruiting support, and treating yourself. So everyone, I want you to think about what we talked about today, the exercises that we demonstrated. I think the sit and stands are just simple things you can do anytime, anywhere throughout the day. I want you to set a goal. So what's one goal that you kind of want to accomplish after going through this presentation? So for instance, setting a goal, it could be something like, I want to perform sit and stands, 5 days a week before I have dinner. I'm doing like maybe 12 repetitions. So 12 repetitions, 5 times a week, Monday through Friday before dinner. And you want to be as specific as possible when you set this goal. So everyone, with this goal, you can write it down on a piece of paper. You can send yourself an email. Just think about what's one goal that you want to set just for today. Now, monitoring your progress, something like checking off your calendar, something like putting like a sticky note by your dining room table so you can remember. Just know the more you can track your progress, something like a check mark, something like marking it down in your calendar, a virtual calendar. Just know the more you see your goal, the more you monitor your goal, that's going to help you accomplish your goal. Next thing is arranging your world for success. For me, when I go to a yoga class, I always pack my gym bag in my car, put my yoga mat in the car. So I know that, after work, it's very easy for me to go home, watch Netflix, play with my dogs, but rather when you have your environment conducive for exercise, when you plan and pack the day before, you'll feel so much better. So with your goal, how can you arrange your world for success to meet this goal? So also just know walking is a very good way for exercise. So you can pack your gym bag to go walking. You can put your fitness shoes, by your computer, so you can remember to know to go exercise, to go take care of yourself. Next thing is that we're social creatures. So if you have a spouse, a friend, a family, your children, whoever can help recruit support, give you support, help give you that motivation to take care of yourself, those are all really good things to have as well. And then finally, studies show that the more positive you are to yourself, the more you reward good behavior, you're likely to repeat that behavior. So something like, going to the movies after walking or meeting your goal, 5 days a week, maybe having a small piece of ice cream, not the whole dinner container, but just a small piece, just doing things to reward your healthy behavior, to take care of yourself, to pat yourself on the back, to give yourself a big hug. All those things are very important to help you accomplish this goal and set this goal. So everyone, remember to set your goal. Remember to monitor your progress, arrange your world for success, recruit support, and then treat yourself. These are all acronyms to help you reach your goal. Next thing is when you create your goal, what will you do? I want you to really think about it. When will you do it? My hope is now. So you always want to get started on your goal as soon as possible. How often will you do it, day or week, and then time or portion? Those are all things that you set in the SMART goals sheet. And then finally, your confidence level. Look at your goal, think about what you're going to do. If your goal is a 6 or lower, then that means that you're not as confident to accomplish it, so you might have to rework your goal. If your goal is 7 or more, that means that you're very confident. It means that you're able to feel like you can accomplish this. So ideally, when you set this goal, you want it to be 7 or higher so that you feel confident, so you feel good about reaching your goal. So everyone, I'm actually going to end a little bit early just because I know there's probably going to be a lot of questions for fitness, questions for exercise. Being a personal trainer, I get questions all the time about fitness and health. So I'll kind of open it up. So if you have any questions about fitness, exercise, you want to pick my brain, let me know. I see some questions regarding working out on an exercise bike. Those are all really good things to do. I know having a lot of residents I know with like hip injuries and hip replacements, it's very hard for them to stay balanced and to walk on their own. So just know you can always go on, like, on a new step, go on like a recumbent bike. Those are all good exercises, all good things that you can do for your body. Also, if you do live in a retirement community or have access to a pool, doing things such as water aerobics is really good because the water aerobics, it takes off like your body weight. So your body is being supported by water, and it's much easier for you to exercise and have resistance training in the water in a stable environment. So you don't have to worry about falling or anything like that.
Thank you so much, Kevin. That was amazing. You're right. There are a lot of questions. So I'm glad you left a little time for questions. So here's a question. For those who work at computers, are armless chairs the best?
It honestly depends. Just because I'll kind of show you the correct way to type is that you're not typing like this. This is that hunch forward position we talked about. Ideally, you want your shoulders to be relaxed, and you want to be in a position where you're typing, where you're trying to adjust it. Your fingers are doing the typing, right? Your shoulders aren't doing the typing. Your fingers are doing the typing. So in any position that's easy for you to stay in this position right here, with or without an armrest, sometimes you need it. If you're in a meeting, you're listening to people, you kind of want to relax your shoulders, but it's very important that you don't do this and you do something in a relaxed position. So if there is armrests from where you're working, I think it's fine, just as long as you're not doing something like this and you're letting your shoulders relax, that you're not shrugging up, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, next question. I have bunions and hammer toes. Is there an alternate for tiptoes?
Yeah, so with that, I would say just you can try to go on your tippy toes, as I said before, like in a pool, because that will help take some of the equation, some of your body weight out of the equation. Another thing you can do if you look at my foot is that you can still do the point flexion extension movement without going on your tippy toes. So maybe you can build something like this where you're getting that range of motion. And then from there, you can try placing your foot on the ground. If the bunions and all those issues kind of start to alleviate, then you can start going from there. I'd say just try doing this first. And then when you can kind of get that range of motion and build the strength, then you can try placing your feet on the ground and doing tippy toe exercises.
Nice. Okay, next question. Are there exercises for those of us in wheelchairs with lifting of arm, hip, and mobility issues?
Yeah. So if you're in a wheelchair, I kind of wanted to add, I didn't have as much time, but you can essentially do seated exercises like this. You can move your leg out to the side. You can do straight-legged deadlifts. So there's actually a lot of different exercises that you can do that are chair-based, even doing like yoga stretches. So stretching out your spine, hand on your knee, hand on the chair, having your support, and then twisting your spine and looking over. So even if you're in a wheelchair, you can still get the benefits of exercise by just marching in place, moving your arms, stretching, moving. There's countless things you can do to help increase your mobility and flexibility while still being in the chair.
Excellent. So there are two questions that are related. One person is asking, can a person with double knee replacements do these exercises? And then another person is asking, hip replacements, I guess several years ago, can I still do these exercises?
Yeah, I would say yes, just as long as you're staying safe. I think as long as you don't have excessive pain in your knee or excessive pain in your hip, you might want to start slowly and kind of seeing where you are for today and then kind of adding on a little bit more resistance afterwards. Having those injuries, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't exercise. It just means just be safe as you're slowly getting back up. I would say your exercise, like on a scale of 1 through 10, if you're maintaining a 6 or 7, so 10 is being like super hard, 1 is being easy, a 6 or 7 is where you want to be at when you exercise. Some days it can be an 8, some days it can be a 4, but generally 6 to 7. And if you're, even with those injuries in your knees and your hips, if you can maintain a 6 to 7 perceived exertion level, that's kind of where you want to be at. So I would say just start slow, see where you are, and then kind of add more resistance from there.
Excellent. What exercises should I avoid if I have SI joint soreness?
Yeah. So with with that joint soreness, I would say as long as you're not in a position like this where you're rounded, ideally you want to strengthen the spine in a position where you're neutral. So ears, shoulders, hips, everything is in one straight line. So when we do the sit and stands, essentially, we're not trying to sit and stand like this. We're trying to sit and stand in this position where your spine is supported. So I would say do the exercises where your stomach is sucked in, your chest is lifted, and your body's in a straight line instead of being rounded and hunched. That should help you with your SI soreness. The other thing too is that I'm a personal trainer. I don't want to get into too much like injury diagnosis because that kind of opens up a can of worms. Because technically, a doctor would prescribe and a doctor would diagnose. I can kind of more offer suggestions for exercise and fitness.
Great. Is a 30-minute time frame a good amount of time to work out over age 70?
Absolutely. You know, I know some residents who do 3 fitness classes, and that's like almost an hour and a half a day, and they walk on their own. So I would say as long as you're exercising, you're feeling good, do what works best for you. Sometimes more isn't better, but sometimes our body can handle more. It's just really up to you and how you feel during the day and whether or not you feel like you're still maintaining strength, improving your balance and taking care of your body without feeling super tired all the time.
Excellent. So then there's a whole bunch of questions that are kind of getting at similar things. People are asking if we will make this video recording available later, and the answer is yes. We will be posting each of the 4 presentations, actually the 5 presentations, on the health fair page, and so we'll send out a link when that's ready. But a lot of people are kind of getting at like what more can I do regarding resources? Some people are asking, do you have like classes that you specifically do for Kaiser for the Kaiser members, or do you do any personal training outside of Kaiser that people can sign up for? Or people are asking kind of about the Kaiser, like what kind of resources in general Kaiser provides toward fitness.
Okay.
And I have a
Thank you,
little bit
Mike.
to say about that. About that last question. So go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Mike. So we do have a handout that I can give to you that has all the exercises.
Oh, great. That was one of the questions.
Yeah, this video is recorded, so technically you could watch this section and exercise if you like. Regarding for the community, I believe kp.org has a lot of different resources that we can, if you check the KP website, there'll be articles and information on how to exercise. Regarding what we do for patients and members, I don't believe that we offer like a class like this, like, you know, like older adult exercise by any means. But what I can do is I can reach out to my supervisor and see if there's any other additional resources outside of KP that we can offer to you as well.
Sure. And one thing that I do want to say regarding doing like accessing fitness resources through Kaiser is there's 2 programs that come to mind. The first is for the Kaiser Permanente Senior Advantage members. During this past year, I mean, during the year that we're currently in, we have been in a trial period for Kaiser's Silver and Fit program, which provides free gym memberships at tens of thousands of gyms across California. And and the Board of Retirement reviewed that program, and they decided to continue it for the next plan year. So we will be continuing that program. If you are a Kaiser Permanente Senior Advantage member, then you can access that. So you can basically access a free gym membership. There are home fitness kits that you can get for free. There are some other resources in there, like on-demand workout videos, and there's an app that goes along with it. Let me show you where to link to that information to sign up for that real fast. If you go out to our health fair page, scroll down to Kaiser, there's a link, Kaiser Senior Advantage Medicare members can get a free gym membership through Silver and Fit. So you click on that, that brings you to another one of our pages, and there's more information about the program, and there's a button to register for that. You can even search for gyms by zip code. And there are at least 50 participating gyms in the East Bay if you all still live in the East Bay. The second program that comes to mind is members who are in the Kaiser HMO that are not yet Medicare eligible can get discounted gym memberships for $25 per month through this Kaiser plan called Choose Healthy, I think. And there's a link for that too. It says $25 gym memberships and other discounts for Kaiser members. And you click on that, you go over to the Choose Healthy site, Kaiser's Choose Healthy site. And it's not only that $25 gym discount, there are a bunch of other discounts in there as well. So there's a bunch of other resources in there. Beyond that, I seem to recall that there are, and maybe you know more about this, Kevin or Yolanda, there are a bunch of classes that Kaiser offers directly, but I'm not sure if they're related to fitness. Do either of you know more about
and
that?
Mike, I believe those classes are kind of more like workshops and seminars for older adults, but
Yeah.
I don't believe that we offer virtual classes or virtual fitness classes for older adults or in person, but that's something I can bring up to my supervisor and see what we can do to maybe establish that.
Okay, great. And also in that Choose Healthy program, if you're not Medicare eligible, there are on-demand fitness videos in there as well. Okay, so I think we are out of time. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add, Kevin?
No, and Mike, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. My best advice for you would be everything matters, like everything counts. Just doing the neck rotations, the neck exercises, you probably should feel much better. If you can only do part of the exercise or you did all of it, my hope is that it all adds up. You do feel so much better. And people think you have to get 30 minutes to an hour of continuous, but you'll notice that when you exercise, take care of your body, just adding in small chunks, you'll feel so much better. So just know everything matters. Even at the age of 90, 80, 70, you can still improve your fitness, take care of yourself. So just know it's always possible to improve your health, no matter how old you are.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was an amazing presentation.
Of course. And everyone, please take care. I'll send out additional resources, but this video is recorded, and please enjoy the rest of your day. Take care of your bodies and get moving, okay?
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. We'll post anything you send us out on our health fair page.
Okay, of course. Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Take care.